If she went up to Creative and she explained, "Can I shave my?" and she tells a story about her sister, "Can I shave my?" You don't see that every other week. It's not something that you see. I've never seen that on a wrestling show ever. So now they put her there and let's see where it goes.
It seems like a lot of people are in we're in a holding pattern, right? And that was what it was with the Street Profits. That's what it appeared to. Who knows how long this has been in the works? Maybe they were waiting for Bobby Lashley to come back before they did anything with him. So maybe that was part of it. There's usually a reason for something, right, Dutch? There's always something going on backstage that we don't know that could be causing a delay on something.
See, with Vince, I think Vince booking is more spur of the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Which describes, and I've been backstage, and you're supposed to get there at 2:00. The WWE talent. So at 4:30, I would see somebody would come back in the dressing room and says, "Well, whatever you had, you don't have because now they just tore up the script and they're totally rewriting it on the fly." You can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that.
Sure.
But you're asking for trouble. And how I knew what mood Vince was in, I've told this story before, is I would walk by the writer's room. They have a room, with all their little laptops and stuff. And you go, and when I looked in there, if they were going zippity-doo-dah, if they were smiling, Vince was either in a good mood or he wasn't there. If you walk by and they're like this, oh God, oh shit.
Stay away.
And everybody would be running from Vince because he was just cussing out everybody. But now, hopefully, they've moved past that, which I think they have.
Sure.
Now, I think Triple H has a good grip on what he wants to do. I think the creative team, they got some good ideas. But see, when you have an idea and all of a sudden, say you pitch it to Vince, he went, "Oh, God damn, that's stupid," blah, and he just cusses you out. Well, you're a little hesitant about giving him another one in front of somebody else. But if you give it to Triple H, and I've seen him, he said, "Yeah, that might have something to it." And he will think about it, and he may not do nothing right then, but now he has the idea. He told me one time, the worst idea is the one that's not pitched. Which is, it may be stupid, but it may trigger something in somebody else that you have a door coming out of that. And somebody said, "I tell you what, that reminds me." And that's the way creative works. It's a bunch of kids playing make-believe in the back, and sometimes they come up with some hellacious ideas.
Yes.
So let them run.
And that's the thing. Like Triple H is not afraid to play the long game. He's not afraid to be patient. Now, there are some superstars, though, Dutch, where, you say be patient with the Street Profits. Well, there's a lot of us that have been very, very patient on Montez Ford in particular for the last 3 years because we've talked about this guy and we're going, man, this guy is going to be a major star whenever his singles run starts. And we've been saying that for 3 damn years now. So they keep him in. There's constant teases and rumors that they're going to be split. They keep him together in the draft, and then they sit on him for 2 months, and it just makes you go, why? Well, now we know why. There's something cooking with Bobby Lashley. You said 3 is perfect for a backstabbing. I'm wondering if this might be the move for Montez Ford to go to the dark side, or maybe they swerve it and it's Angelo Dawkins. Maybe Lashley is the wedge that finally drives the Street Profits apart from one another.
But this is what it's done. It's made you start thinking. Now the creative team, they have the idea of what they want to do, and it will be adjusted weekly or every time they do TV and every house show. And they get the reports back from the agents at the house shows. How did this go? How did this go? And they're keeping a close watch on it. And I think they got something with that team, or they got something with that threesome somewhere.
There was one thing that was interesting that came out as the next TV rights negotiations are getting underway with AEW and Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, for some reason or another, according to Fightful Select, Dutch, really wants AEW to expand their pay-per-view schedule to go from 4 or 5 a year that they're doing now, plus the Ring of Honor shows, to potentially as many as 1 every month. The WWE model of 1 pay-per-view every single month. I heard Eric Bischoff talking about this on Strictly Business this week. Why on God's green earth would Warner Brothers give a crap about their pay-per-view schedule? Pay-per-view schedule does not run on Warner Brothers Television. It runs on Bleacher Report. They don't see a dime off of that. So
where would the guy at Bleacher Report get that information?
What do you mean?
How he just didn't make that up.
Oh, you mean the guy Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful when he reported that?
Right.
He talked to people at Warner Brothers. He quoted sources. He quoted sources with Warner Brothers Discovery saying they would like to see the pay-per-view schedule go to 1 a month potentially. And again, I ask, unless they have a controlling stake in AEW, which Eric Bischoff believes, it doesn't make any sense for them to want more pay-per-views unless there's a streaming service deal in the works here where maybe they put AEW pay-per-views over on Max, which is HBO. It was HBO Max. So basically they could be moving. To me, Dutch, that screams AEW pay-per-views on HBO. That's what that screams. That's the long term is what that screams to me.
Are they screaming that loudly or just like raising their voice a little bit?
Maybe raising their voice a little bit. There's no like pressure, but they would definitely like to see the pay-per-views expanded, which is interesting to me. It means one or the other. It means either Eric Bischoff's right and Warner Brothers has at least some, skin in the game as far as AEW, the company, is concerned, or they're getting closer and closer to AEW content on streaming services with Warner Brothers and Max.
Well, that makes sense. So, again, we'll sit back and watch what happens. Anything else you want to talk about tonight?
I wanted to ask you about Shotzi. We saw you brought up the quick match that we saw between Bayley and Zelina Vega, and that match was put on basically to get Bayley on screen long enough to play this promo package that we saw of Shotzi. In a very weird state, let's just call it, Dutch. She very different Shotzi than what we've seen before. She's always been unhinged, right, in her wrestling, and she's crazy, and she's a free spirit, and she's driving a tank, right? She's always been unhinged. This was a different level of unhinged as we see her back there with, the hair that's half off at this point. She's just talking to Bayley and saying, yeah, I'm a little bit weird, but I'm in control. And then she starts shaving her head off, or put her hair off. She shaves her hair off and is continuously saying, I'm in control, before we fade to black and we go back to Bayley, who's like, what on God's green earth did we just see here? Interesting.
And she held her green hair up, the strand she has. Oh, God, maybe.
Yeah,
I've awakened. I've awakened the sleeping giant. Now she's pissed. Now she's unhinged. Who knows what's going to happen? I kind of like that segment. That was because now, and this is what the show does. They do all this stuff, and when you leave it, you don't think. To me, I'm watching. I don't think so much about it then, but later on, I go, that was pretty interesting. And I kind of liked tonight's show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, look, and I get excited, Dutch, when they try things. They try new things with people they haven't been doing a whole lot with. They have not done a whole lot with Shotzi, other than a couple ladder match appearances, a couple of different tag teams that didn't really go anywhere. They haven't found the right mold. They haven't found the right spot for Shotzi on the roster.
And they're looking for it. And
they've recognized her talent, and they've decided, hey, we're going to do something. The other thing that I thought was really cool about this, because I did see some people who were crapping on it and saying, why are they shaving her head, this, that, the other thing. This is such a Vince thing to do, right? That's a lot of what I saw on Twitter. This is such a Vince call, because that's what everybody wants to jump to if they think something is bad. Suddenly it's a Vince call. Apparently, this is really cool. Shotzi's sister has cancer and is undergoing chemo, and apparently Shotzi wanted to shave her head to support her sister. So they came up creative to make it work. And I think that was a really cool thing of Shotzi and a really cool thing of WWE to do.
Okay, if she went up to creative and says, and she explained, "Can I shave my?" And she tells her story about her sister. "Can I shave my?" You don't see that every other week. It's not something that you see. I've never seen that on a wrestling show ever. So now they put her there and they see where it goes. Sometimes you do things just to see how the people how they react to it. And when they go out, you check the temperature of the room to see how the people. And she may be over like a. She could actually, if she told that story, and I don't know if she wants to tell that story about her sister, but that would really get her over. And she's been pushed too far. Her sister's sick, and now they do this to her, and she wants to. She's nuts. It's driven her crazy.
Yeah,
I think people would buy that.
I wasn't going to go that far with it, but there was part of me that was thinking, they come up with this Bailey angle where, she beats her down, she snaps, she cuts her hair, and, she's going crazy. And, that's fine. I'm interested in that. But there was part of me that was thinking, man, could they not have done some kind of an angle where it was just Shotzi going out there and being genuine and saying, this is why I'm doing this? And
I don't think. I think she should have done it first, like they did tonight. Then she explains it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Either way, again, they got something new cooking with her. We'll see how it goes.
So they did a lot of stuff tonight. Even got Cameron Grimes on there tonight, and my jury is still out on him. But the people like him.
Patience.
Well, I understand that. But I'm saying, even with patience, where can we take this guy? And it's a work in progress every week. And I think they made progress tonight because the Usos and Roman, the story advanced, and with Street Profits, they advanced. And the thing about AJ getting him out of the way, that didn't advance really that much, but it takes him out of the picture for that finish to happen, and then it gets Karrion Kross in there. So they got a lot of things going. And we hadn't even talked about Bianca and Asuka.
Yeah,
they had a good match, and I enjoyed that too. This is what confused me there: the Money in the Bank. Who has that?
Io Sky.
The girl. What's her name?
Io Sky.
Io. But how do you know? Okay, when the referee had that, this is what confuses me. When she has it, and I mean they didn't have the match, but you had that clunky part of it wasn't even a match. You have that clunky section where is it the title match or is it not the title? But whatever happened, she didn't start in to have a match. So, the money in the bank, it's still valid.
Yeah, it is. They always they always do this with the refs. They always do. Ever since, honestly, if you go back to Carmella, did you ever watch Carmella's cash in? Carmella, when she cashed in her Money in the Bank.
I probably did. I probably did, but it probably didn't register.
The best part of the match, and I can't remember the referee's name off the top of my head, for what seemed like a solid 30 seconds. Charlotte is down. She's out. She had just been taken out. Memory serves, I believe it was the Riot Squad. It was the debuting Riot Squad that took Charlotte out. So that would have been Liv Morgan's first big debut, right? They take out Charlotte. She's down. She's out. Carmella comes running down to the ring, and she is handing it to the ref. Charlotte is out in the middle of the floor, not moving, dead to the world. And the referee keeps going, are you sure? And Carmella is screaming her head off. Yes, ring the damn bell. And he just keeps going, are you sure? The whole exchange between those two was hilarious as she is just having a connection fit because the referee won't ring the damn bell, won't accept the contract, and won't ring the damn bell. Finally, he does it, and she wins very easily. But the whole build up to it with the referee just kind of poking the bear going, are you sure? So they always do some kind of that. It's never official until the bell rings. Don't buy anything you see, Dutch, until the bell rings.
Okay.
And it's on.
But I thought the referee pointed but nothing happened. No bell rang and nothing.
Because Asuka shot up and sprayed the mist. So the bell didn't ring. It didn't happen. Did not happen.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm glad you straightened that out for me. To me, what I would do, I would have one button just for Money in the Bank. And when you push that button, they're cashing it in. And when you hear that, it's on.
Kind of like Deal or No Deal. You know?
I guess.
Yeah.